This week on the fifth and... Wow, I almost said our podcast name wrong. Let's try that again. This week on the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast, we give you our top 5 teams from the World Cup based on how they performed so far. Does the U.S. make that list with their domination in Group D? They're heading to the knockout stage. We discuss all that and more this week on the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Aaron, Josh, and Johnny.
Welcome to the show. Listeners, viewers, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are enjoying the World Cup. And look, let's put it this way. If you live in the country that we all live in, it's been hard not to enjoy the World Cup. Not just because the U.S. is doing very well, but because... how do I put this, or how has social media put this? It's like having a sleepover with the cousins that you've never been able to meet before, your far distant cousins. It just so happens that you have a bunch of cousins from other places in the world who are coming here, and everyone's just having a great time. So, and I haven't even gone anywhere. I'm just watching this all unfold on social media. It has been lovely. Johnny, how has your week been, sir?
It's the meme of Kevin from The Office. Hey, Kev, how was your weekend? Cool. I watched 48 hours of basketball. Except for me, I don't know what, off the top of my head, the equivalent of starting at noon every single day to 2 a.m., depending on the day of watching World Cup. But that is how my week is going. And even when I'm not doing that, I am usually running because of that. So, it's all encompassing.
Johnny, this is a safe space. Are you okay?
No.
There have been a lot of goals.
That's never really been up for debate. Am I okay?
Perfect.
No.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure things were trudging along as scheduled.
Yeah, I mean, are your legs still attached to your body?
That's my main concern, because mentally, of course, someone who was like, hey, I would like to run a kilometer per goal scored. We already knew the answer. Physically, I can only see like the bust of you, so to speak. So I just need to know if you have legs still.
Well, that's funny you should say that. First off, my times have actually somehow gotten better on average. I don't feel that. It doesn't seem that way, but Strava says otherwise. So, if it was Garmin, I was going to say, if it was Garmin, I would actually believe that. With it being Strava, I'm not sure. If you're not a runner and unfamiliar with the meme, Garmin basically tells you you're trash and can't do anything. Meanwhile, Strava is very encouraging. You can do it. But I was at my parents' this weekend because, it was Father's Day, and my dad's birthday is also always right next to Father's Day too. So happy birthday / Father's Day, Dad. And of course I'm running, I'm explaining it to them, even though they watched, they still didn't understand until I explained it to them like 3 times, which I think we all can relate to. And, and my mom's like, hey, I think your toe looks a little blue. And I'm like, yeah, it hasn't felt good. She's like, no, that doesn't look good. And she checks it out, and there's a high chance that I have potentially re-broken the end of one of the second toe on my bad foot. So we are running with some heavy tape. We got some blisters on other toes. But we are going strong. What was today? Day 11? Day 12? I can't even remember.
Today's day 12.
Day 12. Thank you, Aaron. So we've made it this far. When I'm really going to be worried, though? On Wednesday, we moved to 6 games a day. Terrifying.
Yeah, you're cooked.
Just terrifying. We've been saved. Like, Curacao saved me. Maybe my life. By drawing Ecuador 0-0. I might be alive because of them doing that. So thank you, Curacao. It has been a lovely time, though, watching all of these games. It has been amazing. I've very much enjoyed all the side stories, and everything on the pitch has been brilliant as well.
It has. We're sitting in a weather delay right now, France and Iraq, but that is match 42. There are 104 totals. We're not even halfway through this thing, which is nice. Now we'll get there in a hurry, like you said, Johnny.
Speeds
Wednesday,
up.
6 matches. Thursday, 6 matches. Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, at least as we're sitting down and recording for you all, that's when the round of 32 kicks off. So that being said, there have been 41 and a half matches played so far. Johnny, of all of the soccer that you've watched so far, if you had to power rank the top 5 teams based on just what they've done on the field so far, what would that list like? What would that list look like for you?
It's a great question, Aaron, and I've given it a lot of thought. And I'll actually start abnormally from the top down in my power ranking, starting off with number 1, because I think it's more obvious at the top personally. So number 1, I have France. Yes, I know they didn't have maybe the best first half against Senegal, but that made me feel even better about their talent pool with Dembele, Tchouameni, obviously Mbappe, Olise. They have such a wealth of talent at their disposal at this tournament that they're able to mess around with teams. They're able to change formations, and they're still outstanding. I think they have the most talent of anyone at this World Cup. Number 2, I mean, it's Messi. Argentina. He has been absolutely brilliant. The system's built around him, but it works beautifully. Clearly, that does not hamper them. They've embraced that. They have a very defensive-minded midfield that's able to feed him behind that and protect him. Argentina's been brilliant so far. If you didn't watch, we'll talk about that a little bit more later. He's chasing history. My only concern is, can Messi stay healthy at his age for the whole tournament when it's this long? Number 3, this might be a little surprising for people, Spain. Yes, I know they tied Cape Verde 0-0 in the very first game, but Argentina lost their first match last time around. Spain, actually, the last time they won, the only time they won the World Cup, lost their opener of that tournament. It's not abnormal for teams to struggle out of the gate. These guys don't play a lot together regularly, and because they also had a very clear fix with Yamal needing to come back and Nico Williams needing to come back. And when they are on the pitch and they can get that width in the field and not have to just pass it a million times, but they can beat guys directly down the field, brilliant team. Number 4, England. They had one of the toughest opening matches against Croatia. So despite them maybe looking defensively deficient at times, their set pieces are excellent and their attacking depth is absolutely outstanding. I really like England. And finally, at number 5, I have the Netherlands. Japan's right there, but I have the Netherlands, even though that was a draw, because of the offensive attack that I saw and the stepping up of Cody Gakpo to help create and score for the Netherlands. That was my number 1 question for them coming into that. Would they have the offensive firepower to be able to stand up against the best of the best? I think they answered that, even though Sweden is not an elite tier team at this tournament. So that's my top 5. Thoughts, guys?
I like it. I was waiting for you to have England higher up on this list, only because that was your pick.
Yeah.
And again, you said it, defensive issues maybe against Croatia. We're also
it's current
in that weird we're in that weird in between where we've only seen England play 1 game. We've seen most everyone else now at this point play 2, including Argentina, including 1.5 for France.
Not prediction, but power rankings. Like that's
right.
You know, this is not me saying, you know, I think France and Argentina will play in the final, given I don't think any of us would be shocked by that final. I think there's a clear delineation, I'll say, after 4. Because I actually would put a barrier there. And then at 5, I have like the Netherlands. I'd have Japan at 6. I'd have Portugal at 7. They just looked atrocious. I know they can be better than that, though, so they can move up potentially. I'd have then the U.S. actually hovering around the spot after that, like an 8, 9, 10, which is, mind you, much, much higher than I would have had them coming into the tournament. So I have them towards the end of the top 10 there. But so I think that next pool is a lot closer together. I think those top 4 to me are very evidently the 4 best teams.
Johnny, speaking of the U.S., obviously that is the main story for us, and we can all give our thoughts. But you had a chance to actually be at a watch party. Apparently, it's my turn next week to go to a watch party, but you were in Columbus. How was that experience to watch the U.S. take down Australia?
Very cool. As growing up playing soccer, as a longtime fan in the U.S., where it's not been considered a major sport, it's been niche, I guess you could say, for a lot of my lifetime. You kind of have a little bit of this skepticism complex a little bit about if the general public will embrace it. Because there's always these moments where it's like you're so enthralled with the World Cup or whatever's going on. And then, you go out in public to a restaurant or something and, your friend or somebody else has had no idea that any of it's going on. And that's more normal than me. So, we're showing up, it's Friday, but it's 3 p.m. is when it kicks off. So you're like, I have no idea how this turnout's going to be, even though Columbus is a pretty good soccer city. And it was awesome. Several thousand people were there. As soon as once the game, started, it was totally full in Columbus Commons. It was awesome. Really nice atmosphere, people watching. You still could tell at the beginning of that Australia game, there was this wanting to hope, but not quite getting there yet. I think there's just that assumption that something's going to go wrong. So to get that goal again so early for the US, I don't care if it's an own goal or not. You're creating havoc in the box and you're still earning that own goal, still leading Messi in goals scored this tournament.
Yeah, can we talk about this? Because we talked about this during the Euro Cup, and we haven't changed it. Can we please get rid of the own goal as a stat?
No.
It's so dumb.
Owen goal is leading the Golden Boot race, Aaron, and you got to live with that.
And look, I'm not trying to I know we've won 2 matches now. I'm not trying to get up, my high American soccer horse and declare how things should be. But it's such a dumb stat. Number one, an own goal can mean a million different things. Yeah. It can mean just truly a terrible kick in the wrong direction into your net. It can also be the tiniest little deflection.
Yes.
That's
I can understand
give
that.
the attacking player credit on probably 99% of things that are called own goals. Maybe once in a blue moon, it's something so egregious and there's not an offensive player anywhere near. Okay, fine. But come on, what are we doing?
The solution is you do what you do in baseball. It's an error. If you need to record it for something, generic error.
But
I would call that.
Would you want to give an error and a goal awarded to the last attacker that struck the ball, Josh, or just
no? You wouldn't award the goal. You would just be
it's basically just an own goal then.
Yeah, you're just saying you want to keep the system the way it is. I think.
Yeah, because
I don't want to attribute it to anything. What needs to be?
Oh, you're saying
it
should be a team
yeah,
error,
not on the
exactly.
individual. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, sorry, not like baseball where it's individual in that case.
Well,
it just
feel for certain moments with defenders where it's the ball bounces off the post, he turns, it hits off his knee and in point blank, or deflects off the goalie's hand, off the side of the face of a defender, and it's in the goal. And listen, I played soccer for forever. It happened to me. It happens to every single defender at some point in time. You score an own goal, those point blank, you don't have time to get your body basically out of the way. I can understand. At the same time, I get it. I think it's given too liberally as own goals. I don't have a problem actually with own goals. I do have a problem when it feels like minor deflections, where it's hey man, I know the defender changed their trajectory or direction slightly, but for the most part, that is a full-on strike at the net. It should count as a goal. However, when it's crossed into the box, which it has basically for the US the last 2 own goals, and it's never touched by the American side in this situation, attacking the net, and it's only hit by the defender, and it's clearly not going in unless it hits somebody, and it only hits the defender, I don't see a better way than giving it as an own goal because the ball's not going in originally. That's my opinion.
Sure.
I just think we give out own goals a little too liberally when it's already directed at the goal and it just takes a deflection. Would it maybe not go in if it didn't get that deflection? Sure, but that's a judgment call. And in that situation, instead of a judgment call, I'd like to award the attacking player a goal.
Yeah, I'm I'm all the way out on it. Like I am. If we're going back to our buy sell from last week, I'm selling all of my own goals stock. I hate it.
He's going to beat Messi.
Whatever attacking player touches the last.
Yummy, more own goals for me.
Messi can't
like
catch
Balogun
own
would be in
goals.
the Golden Boot conversation. Like it wouldn't just be Messi, and there's some others in there too. But
Mbappe's
anyways.
chasing him. He's
yeah,
he's right behind him.
it's a long tournament. So I'm selling that. I'm also. Well, I don't need to. I'm not going to Americanize soccer. If we keep winning, I'll start to do it more. But
see, I mean, Aaron, what better time to start on the Americanizing soccer?
It's
someone today. It was an alum. It was a men's team alum, and he seemed a touch bitter. I don't remember who it was. He was on a podcast, and he said, "Oh, U.S. men's team, they gotta play the 4 best games of their entire lives." And and I went, "Hey, isn't that how the World Cup works?" There's a few teams that I know. Oh, they didn't have to, maybe 1 or 2 games, but you gotta be pretty darn good to beat the world. So 1, shut up. 2, why not us?
I would also say, if you told me at the beginning of the tournament, like Cape Verde is going to have 2 ties, it was like, what do you think is more likely, that or the U.S. to like make a quarterfinal, semifinal run? I'd say it's less likely that Cape Verde does what they're doing.
Oh, I would say, give me Cape Verde.
Yes, it absolutely is. I do want to remind people, like Cape Verde is not the lowest ranked team here. And not just Curacao, like they're higher ranked than Jordan, they're higher ranked than New Zealand. I know that's not like, whoa, but like, this team beat out Cameroon in the African qualifying, which is a more regular team at the World Cup. This is a quality team. And my favorite thing about Cape Verde is they go like all out in whatever they're attempting to do on the field. And they're connected still at all times, which is just remarkable. They do not sit back and park the bus the whole time. They go for it. And now, were both goals they scored against Uruguay horrendous defensive blunders? Yes. Like, you're taught in, like, 5th grade. Hey, when you're in this wall, make sure you stay in the wall until the ball's played. If you didn't see it, Uruguay's wall literally broke apart. The first goal went right in between where they are originally standing. And the second goal was just a horrendous pass back. That Cape Verde, to their credit, was aggressive, took advantage, and scored. But you could also say, Cape Verde, if you guys are able to keep your focus for the last 3 minutes of the first half, you win. But let's stick on Cape Verde just for a moment, because this time it wasn't the goalie saving the day. It was the whole collective team. And now with 2 points going into the final match, they're hypothetically playing the worst team in the group in Saudi Arabia. Not only that, they're tied currently with Uruguay with 2 points apiece, but Uruguay has to face Spain. Well, Spain hasn't clinched anything yet. So Spain is going to go for it in that game. They want to win that game to ensure, or at least draw that game, to ensure they get first place in their group. So Uruguay is actually in a horrendous spot. And as long as Cape Verde draws Saudi Arabia, assuming Spain wins, that means Cape Verde not only goes through, they go through as the 2nd place team of that group. Not 3rd, the 2nd place team of that group. That's outstanding. That is so fantastic. I absolutely love that. Like, just hats off to that team. That nation has to be so proud right now for what they've done. There's a chance that they eliminate, or at least are part of, eliminating Uruguay in that group and finishing 2nd just behind Spain. Wild times in the World Cup.
Yep. And their reward for doing so is probably playing Argentina in the round of 32. But you know what? That is okay. And honestly, like, it's already been a movie.
Yes.
We're only adding potential sequels, and
we need to reorganize
drama.
We have to fix that. Cape Verde can swap with a 3rd place team or something. I don't need them facing Argentina.
Yeah.
They can swap places or something. We can fix that.
Yep. because the third place team potentially is playing like a Canada or a Switzerland.
Right.
Or
this is why
like
it's imbalanced. At the list. Like it's not perfect. And obviously when teams that you think should win the group finish second, that can make it worse randomly for another team, which it's not the purpose, but it just happens. But let's talk really quick about, now that we're talking pathways, because the next time we talk to you guys, the round of 32 will have already started. So let's talk about the U.S. potential pathways here. So they have already clinched first place in their group. If you don't know that, they already clinched because of a insane game that Paraguay.
Thank you, Turkey.
Yes, Aaron, you're right. It's Turkey.
If you listen,
they can be Turkey when they score a goal at the World Cup. They're Turkey until then. So,
true. You gotta earn Americans using that umlaut or whatever they have.
It's gone. Score a goal against a 10-man side.
Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh. Them in
they
Ecuador.
Had players that were like weeping in the middle of the game because there was like 5 minutes left and they kept missing. I was like, stop crying and just put it in. And they couldn't.
This is why you don't talk trash about the Aussies before the opening match. Them in Ecuador have been just what a disappointment they are. No
I'm
goals
glad I didn't
for
say publicly
team.
that Ecuador was my dark horse team.
Man.
I'm really glad that I didn't say that out loud.
Crazy. But anyway, so US in Group B, this is who they're really kind of supposedly matched up with to face in the round of 32. This is if there's a winner between Bosnia and Qatar. You assume that would be Bosnia. You really want a winner in that match for a lot of reasons I won't get into because that's getting into the weeds. If there's a winner in that match, let's assume it's Bosnia, that will more than likely be the third place team we face. Bosnia can be difficult to break down defensively, but that's about as good of a first round matchup as you could ask for. So if you're just watching games, you know how to cheer in that match right there, Bosnia and Qatar. After that, we are most likely facing, I believe it's Group G, the winner of Group G. And so, hypothetically, that's Belgium. A lot of people are hoping it's not Belgium. I want Belgium. This is a vulnerable Belgian side that is old and injured, and I just want to get to the semifinals or whatever. And I don't care who we face to get there, even if it's a Mickey Mouse path to the semifinal. But I want to beat one of these countries. That will be what makes this run memorable. Not beating Paraguay, not beating Australia, not beating Turkey. All credit to them. It will be beating a Belgium, even if it's by name. A Belgium, a Brazil. Yes, they're that vulnerable this year. Germany is not that much ahead of us. Like, I want one of those teams. And for the U.S. to overcome one of them would be kind of that stamp of approval, that exclamation point on this tournament run. So that is kind of your guidance until we see you next for the U.S. pathway in the World Cup.
Yeah, and in the meantime, that matchup against Turkey, because they eliminated themselves essentially from the round of 32. They don't have anything to play for. We really don't have anything to play for. We can rest guys like a Christian Pulisic. Like, literally, this was the perfect. You could not have drawn up a better start if you are the U.S. other than the Pulisic injury. But even now, you can rest him if you want, or you can put him in for exactly as many minutes as you think he needs to be fit for Wednesday, July 1st. You've got 4 players, I believe, on a yellow card.
They won't play.
They won't play.
No way they'll play.
And in all that, they can rest all those players. And based on what I've seen from Turkey so far, they should win still.
Could still win, definitely.
That should be the expectation. Which I'm happy to be sitting here saying that should be the expectation.
Wild times.
Because like a week and a half ago, we're like, okay, big win against Paraguay. Let's see what we do against Australia, and then we really got to face a tough Turkey team for the group. And it's already over. It is over. It was over on Friday night.
Thank you, Paraguay.
Friday night? I don't know, whichever one. Friday
Even
night.
without Miguel Almiron with the crazy red card.
I have 2 Australians in the bands that I said last week, and I was going to try and Oh, they went, oh, no, I can't do a bad Australian accent, but I'm going to try. Oh, no, I don't have one. They're like, oh, we didn't believe Australia was going to do anything. We're like, oh, okay, cool. Of course you did. I'm not saying,
if they get a draw, they finish second because they'll be ahead on goal differential, right? Well,
yes, I believe.
Yes, they'll be ahead on goal differential. Yeah. Australia just needs a draw or a win in that matchup against Paraguay. They finish second. And would that not be a win for them? I think so. I don't know.
I think they'd be happy with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're just turned off by our confidence. And we went from
the way this bracket
maybe to no, it's ours.
And the funny thing about this bracket, which we talked about a little bit going into the tournament in that specific group, is that you're not playing a first place team right away out of Group D. You're playing the second place team from Group G. We just talked about Belgium, is gettable. You've got Iran, New Zealand, and not really New Zealand probably at this point, and Egypt. Like
Egypt's
I think if you're Australia, you feel pretty okay about any of those options.
Yeah. I think Egypt, it would be the scariest option for them to have to face. But once again, you're in the knockout stage. You're not playing a bad team. I don't think you should be terrified by any of those. I don't think so. Like I mentioned Belgium.
Yep.
They might not have Doku, which is part of the reason why they drew again in their last match, which in that group before New Zealand lost to Egypt, I was really just hoping for all draws. Because we made it halfway through that group play with only draws. And I really just wanted to see everybody's heads explode with all four teams with 3 points. Because then we get into some really stupid tiebreakers, like goals scored against, and then fair play. Nobody wants to get to fair play, but it's happened. We've gotten to fair play dictating a tiebreaker at the World Cup before. So,
I love it. Well, listeners, viewers, let us know what match you are most looking forward to this week. You can leave that in the comments on whatever platform you're listening or watching on, and we'll respond because we are constantly monitoring the social medias. Johnny is
permanently online is the way the kids say it these days.
Yeah, you're right, Josh. We are terminally online across all our social media platforms.
Constantly monitoring the situation.
Is a great place to find us. Check out Johnny's recaps too, because he is watching from noon to 2 a.m. So that's a great
you don't
place
have to. The sicko I am. I'm sacrificing for you guys.
Absolutely. Hey, it's not too late, by the way, first off, to continue to slander the Cowboys. I know we're peak off season, but right now...
Furthest thing from my mind.
Yeah. You know who... Someone has the same amount of playoff wins in AT&T Stadium as Dak Prescott after Argentina's win. So just congrats.
Very good.
And maybe it was 2019 was the last time that Dak Prescott won a playoff game in AT&T Stadium.
Sometimes the guys make picks based on their vast knowledge of sports. Sometimes they make picks based on vibes.
I'm going to go ahead and say that Maryland takes down Florida.
Chop this one up for the Gators. Chop a national championship for Florida.
Either way, they're probably going to be wrong. It's time for Picks of the Week.
Well, we've got a championship tonight. And it's actually not of the World Cup variety. It's of the Omaha variety. So we're going to make that pick quick because it'll already happen by the time you all hear this episode. But you know what? You don't have to sit in suspense of whether or not we got the pick right. Before we get into that, let's recap where we are in Picks of the Week, Season 6. Last week, I blindly stumbled into the right answer, saying that the United States would defeat Australia 2-0. And that's exactly what happened. So I got a point. And I'm up 5 points to Johnny's 2 points and to Josh's 2 points. So I'm building a little bit of an early lead. It is a very early lead. And now this week we are going to pick North Carolina versus Oklahoma. It's a winner take all in Omaha for the NCAA baseball championship. My heart is with the Tar Heels. I want them to win. But the SEC just has a stranglehold on baseball. Since the SEC now is, of course, a baseball conference. Can't claim football or basketball anymore. They're a baseball conference, and I think they rattle off their 6th straight national championship in baseball. Oklahoma wasn't even like a top team in this tournament. They were a 2 seed in the regional. They weren't like ranked in the top 16. Those are the teams that get to host a regional, but they found a way through. They took down Georgia Tech. Like their path to get here is pretty stunning. And I think they're going to have one more feather in their cap before it's all said and done. I almost said I like the Sooners in this game. I actually don't like the Sooners. I don't want them to win, but I just have a feeling. And I'm going to go with Oklahoma.
I live closer to Oklahoma than I do North Carolina, which when it comes to things like picking baseball is my go-to. Go
or casinos.
Boom or casinos, exactly. So I guess Boomer Sooner. And I'm going to say it like that every time. And the less I believe it, the more they're going to win. That's my goal.
Well, at this point, I really got to pick up a point against Aaron. I felt good about the pick last week. I thought Australia would get a goal. They really never even sniffed the net against the U.S., which I think was the most impressive thing. I will go with North Carolina because I need to pick up a point. That's literally the only reason. I don't have a good feeling on this.
Sometimes, listen, I've done that plenty of times.
I'm
and I
inundated
have
in soccer.
one
I don't have a
championship
clue what's going on outside of that world. I didn't even realize the U.S. Open was happening this last weekend.
Hey, neither did most of the field, so that's fine.
There you go.
Oh,
you're not the only one. All right, guys, how you feeling about World Cup championship picks? We made them a couple weeks ago. Still feeling all right?
I feel really good. Actually, really good about it. And Scotland is the one I'm like, ooh, that wild card pick that we all had to make. Because Scotland's got to have to get a result against Morocco probably to go through. And I'm sorry. No, they just lost to Morocco. They got to get a result against Brazil. And that's going to be interesting.
Brazil hasn't clinched it yet, so yeah.
Yeah, both those teams are going to be going for it down in Miami. But I thought Scotland played very, very well against Morocco. They were very close to getting a draw on that one. So I feel okay about that. Aaron, your South African side is still alive because they got that late draw against Czechia. So they have to win. Scotland needs to draw probably to go through. You need South Africa to win. Josh, you need Cote d'Ivoire to win their final match as well because they're sitting also on a point. So all three of those picks are still alive. But I feel good about the champion picks.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, come see us next week. We'll see if we still feel good.
The guys spent hours scrolling social media, and they found some pretty dumb stuff. Now they want to talk to you about it.
Oh, by the way, I did find there is bowling in Dave & Buster's. Woo. Importantly, it's half off on Wednesdays as of 5 years ago.
That coupon still spends. Let's go.
Good luck. It's time for What We're Following.
We've made it. I should have said this before we're in the last segment of the podcast, but get out of jail free card to Freddie. Freddie from my wife and I were talking about this. I said, Freddie, like Freddie from the internet, which now I feel like at this point, everyone does know who that is.
Yes.
Get out of jail free Freddie. For the people, including apparently Mark Cuban, who helped him get all the flights figured out so he could see Germany. I believe they're playing in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, or wherever they were playing, wherever he was going. They all figured it out. Now he's posting that he's going to be in Boston for Germany's round of 32 match on the 29th. And apparently they're doing a huge detour because they're in like Toronto right now. Freddie is. And they're going to detour through Michigan, through Ohio, Pennsylvania. Like they're just road tripping this to see as much of the U.S. as possible. Which
show him the heartland. Give him a Buckeye.
He's done a lot of that though, which has been. I mean, what was his original? He was going basically through SEC country, and that was like where it popped off. And it was doing that because he wasn't just flying over everything. He was. Yeah. And not only was he driving through, he was stopping at I can't remember. It's like it's a NASA museum. I've been to it. I can't even remember. I think in Birmingham, or is it Birmingham or Montgomery? Montgomery in Alabama. I've been there. It was pretty cool. And he is stopping at all of these little local big deals in those little towns, but things that, everybody usually skips and flies over. Love that dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. And now he's getting there's all these people posting here, go here. Someone's go to Mackinac Island in Michigan, which you definitely should. That's a great spot. So I just love that Freddie is able to do this. Number one.
He's going to have to come back. It's not enough time.
I know.
See everything.
Yeah. Well, we should just make this an annual thing. It doesn't have to be the World Cup. Just come back. I mean, we have LA 2028, hopefully similar vibes. But yeah.
Straight to jail, people who were calling him an industry plant. You guys have no idea of how to have something.
They're not smart
joyous
enough to have a good industry plant like this. I think that's giving them too much credit.
Here's the thing, because every single corporation has been trying to ride on this guy's coattails, it almost proves the opposite, that this guy did it organically. And it's only the one guy. I've seen people try and grift. I've seen people try and go, especially down here. There's so many Japan fans who are staying here a little bit longer in Dallas, and they're going to Hutch. Now they're going to Hutchins in Frisco. If you know, you know. I don't go to that one. I go to the one in McKinney, but still very good. They're trying these beef ribs and going, oh my gosh, I love it. And then there was something else they were trying, and I'm like, oh no, that's not something anybody cares about.
I saw a video
just
at
trying
the
to get
Stockyards. Some English
Stockyards,
fans at the Fort Worth in the Stockyard.
Gotta go to that's the gateway to the West, truly. Sorry, St. Louis. There's a new gateway, and it's always been Fort Worth. But yeah, sometimes I can sense when some people are grifting. Freddie has been genuinely so nice about things, and he is genuinely interested. And yes, I will get him beef or nuggets if he stops by.
Too many things have gone wrong on the trip for it to be an industry plant. Didn't they have a flight issue and stuff?
Yeah, because he was originally not going to be able to make the flight, and then 2 or 3 airlines reached out. Then Cuban reached out, and then I believe a higher up government official, either on the states side or the Canadian side, was like, "Hey, let me see if I can get you there." And I believe they got him they were able to get him a commercial flight back up in time, because we had some massive thunderstorms, and so his original flight was gone.
Thank you, Internet. We've seen the good side of the internet for the first time in I don't know how long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been great. I'd like to stay there.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
My timeline is clean, man. Clean.
Yeah. It's great.
I've seen nothing. The past weekend has been because Argentina played just recently in AT&T. The entirety of Dallas has been taken over by Argentine fans. Some of them are Argentinian. There is an overlap, but it's not. There could be Mexican Argentine fans as well.
Josh, Josh, make it more simple. Messi fans.
Yeah.
They're not even a fan
Messi
of the
fans.
team. They're Messi fans.
They took over Clyde Warren, and I love that they took over Clyde Warren Park. It's a great park to take over. Nowhere near Fair Park, where they're showing the games for the watch party, and nowhere near AT&T Stadium, where the actual game is happening. So the perfect place to party, truly. They've had so much fun. We already talked about the Boston fans taking over. The Scotland fans taking over Boston needs to happen again.
Them and Brazilian fans are both in Miami right now, so that's kind of insane.
Enjoy, guys.
Yep. And Norway's just riding a Viking ship through the streets of New York.
Amazing.
Yeah.
As they should. I'm going to hopefully keep the vibes high. I was pretty low last week, right? I think I was frustrated last week with something. I don't remember. That's a new me this week. We're going to try and keep the vibes high with internationals coming into the States. It's been a little bit less publicized, just relative to everything else, but every host city has been assigned a signature food that I think people traveling in have been like, hey, you can try this. And some of them have been made for the World Cup. Some of them have been made that are just like part of the cultural lexicon of the area. I'm getting all of this from my good friends, GFed at GFedGoCrazy, who is your internet's tour guide, stadium tour guide. He was given a list of signature dishes by city. This is his list that he was given. We're going to go through a few of them. Vancouver, the Maple Smoky Dog.
Ooh, nice.
The signature there is some nice maple bacon jam. It always hits. Seattle, they have the classic footlong Seattle dog. Do you guys know what a Seattle dog is?
Is it fish?
I don't think so.
You split the hot dog down the middle and you fill it with the topping is whipped cream cheese, grilled onions, and jalapenos.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Their garlic fries are far better than that sounds.
Yeah, that doesn't even sound
Yes.
very specifically Seattle. I veto that pick.
Yeah. If you go to a Mariners game, get yourself some garlic fries.
Weirdly enough, this is actually a very Seattle.
No.
Like this has predated
It's
the World
not.
Cup for a while.
No.
Well, you
Ow.
can be wrong. I said I was in charge of keeping the vibes high.
Seattle,
I guess I
you
didn't
were a
say.
great host site for the U.S. team, but this is a terrible pick. Sorry.
Los Angeles was given the Twinkie burger. What's Twinkie burger?
that
you're
does
asking?
sound American.
It does sound very
Sounds
American.
more like Midwest American.
I would agree.
It's-
I veto that too. These organizers
gotta-
don't
you
know
have-
what they're doing.
You have to. These are not the.
The LA burger shouldn't even be a burger. It's actually just a salad with the hint of ground beef in it. That's your LA burger. Well, there you are. I
haven't
fixed
even.
it.
You have not let me even say what this burger is because it's not a Twinkie. It's not a Twinkie like you're
Is it a
thinking
salad?
from. No, it's a Texas Twinkie, which is a brisket and cream
Then
cheese
put it in
stuffed
Texas.
Yeah,
bacon wrapped
you just
jalapeno.
ruined it right there. It's a Texas Twinkie in LA. I thought the transplants
why
were
are
going
you
the
guys
other
so
way.
upset?
They're wrong. They're wrong.
Because
this is
Because-
terrible. They screwed it up.
guys,
Atlanta's probably not even a waffle, and it absolutely should be a waffle in Atlanta, based on what I'm going to say later on. You're going to tell me Texas isn't even barbecue. Is
Texas
Houston
is
or
a
Dallas
Dallas.
not even barbecue?
you're saying there's a strawberry buffalo tender
Yeah,
basket.
they're wrong. This is awful. This is the worst list ever. This is a terrible list.
It's like strawberry balsamic. It's like sweet and
Philly's
spicy.
probably not even a cheesesteak, is it?
No, it is a cheesesteak.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Competing with the Dallas cheesesteak, which I have done. I did most of our picks of the week. And Johnny's recap. I spent probably 20 minutes of this podcast digging, trying to find out what the Dallas cheesesteak is. It's available at AT&T.
You
I'm
don't
sorry,
even
Dallas
know.
Stadium.
It's in
I
Dallas and you
can't
don't
find
even
it.
know.
All I know is it's in Dallas, and it's $26. So that's all I have.
Now, I assume Dallas Stadium it's exclusive to that location.
Has to be.
Like they're not just
Just-
selling this on the street. I'm
Just
sure.
terrible.
Yeah. Atlanta, it's called the A box. I've been trying to find that one too. And I can't quite get that one. It's okay.
What a waste.
Boston, lobster roll with chips.
Okay, finally.
Excellent.
Boston did everything
guys.
right. So, that's to be expected. Except for the public transportation price, but we don't need to get into that.
Yes. Miami has the pan con lechon, which is it predates everything, Johnny.
It's not about
So if you
predating.
insult this,
Is that French
if
or
you-
Spanish heritage?
if you,
Is it Cuban? I hope it's Cuban.
it's a Cuban.
Okay.
It's a Cuban.
All right, we're good.
It's a riff on a Cuban sandwich.
good.
My goodness, Johnny.
Okay. If you want it to be authentically that location,
No, it's
then be
supposed to be
authentically that
American.
location.
Johnny, you have to. There's a reason that nobody knows of these, and why I'm telling people, because everyone's getting just the real food. Everyone's going to Hutchins and all these cool barbecue places and Tex-Mex places. This is what
So they're
I guess
creating
FIFA
fake, authentic foods for these locations that aren't even real. that the locals would say, I've never heard of that before, outside of Philly and Boston. Sorry. I'm also really hungry. I did my run.
Yeah,
after work today,
You're
and I
hangry.
haven't
That's what it
eaten.
is. You've run 1,000,000 miles today.
Right.
And I've had to tell you, hey, Toronto has a pulled pork sandwich as their signature dish.
Yeah, and Johnny's still always
poutine?
hanging on by a thread. So.
Gosh.
See, there we see.
Why
there
isn't
we go.
it poutine?
Why do you?
Are they
why are
afraid
you
of who
reducing
they
it?
are? I think
Why
they're
are you
afraid of
reducing?
who
No,
they
Johnny,
We're
no,
all
no,
afraid
no.
of who we are.
Why are you reducing every city to their stereotypes?
Because that's
I'm
the
gonna
food
go to
they're
Houston.
known
I'm gonna
for.
drink. Oh, I'm gonna go get some Tex-Mex and drink a gallon of oil because that's all I know about Houston.
No, those are the Texas Tech boosters.
That's true. Yeah.
Atlanta, the A box is basically a type of, it's a way they serve wings. If that makes you happy.
That's better.
All right. It's probably some lemon pepper wet grow up.
But it
Kansas
should
City has
be.
barbecue, burnt end, mac and cheese.
Sounds very good. I didn't say, mind you, I didn't say these things sounded gross. I said they were wrong. They were incorrect for the location.
Oh, I know. See, and we've talked about this, Johnny. Every time you don't like something, it doesn't have to be a moral crusade against
nonsense. Every hill is worth dying on. And Atlanta's food should be waffles based on Waffle House, of which what I'm following is Waffle House having World Cup merch right now. It's awesome.
I'm not going to let you steal my segue.
Yes.
Atlanta
Waffle
is known
House.
for lemon pepper wet. No. Fine. Talk about Waffle House.
You can buy soccer jerseys, t-shirts, trucker hats, bucket hats, soccer balls, all things Waffle House / World Cup merch in Atlanta.
You
You
really
can also buy it online. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. I think we already decided what our award was for Picks of the Week this month or this season. But
did we? Because I forgot.
I can't remember what it is either. But I thought
I believe
we were
it's
all
their
like
scarf.
Oh, is that it?
That's what I sent you guys.
Lovely. Then it's that. I was going to say, if that's not what we
Perfect.
picked, this should be what we pick because it's
Hey, guys,
Scarf
we should have
is sold out online right now.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
They'll
we
get
should have talked about this.
They'll get
It
more.
says check back for restock.
They'll get
so
more.
I will. We'll get more.
The World Cup's going on for like another month. They'll get more.
Yeah.
But see, all of these Europeans, and this is back up what I'm following. See, Johnny, I can't even let you have your own what I'm following. That's how determined I am to keep the vibes high, even though your vibes were also good for Waffle House soccer scarf. Hidden Valley has now made a 3.2 ounce travel ranch because
Good
all
for
the
them.
Europeans have gone, my goodness, ranch is great, and then they forget that our TSA exists.
Actually, that's awesome. I love that. That's great.
Mhm.
Duty free?
Oh, duty full, I'm sure.
Oh, well, can only do so much.
You can only do so much. All right, talk about your Waffle House merch.
No, that was it.
That was it. Perfect.
Aaron.
I'll bring the vibes down?
Boo.
Question mark? I don't know.
Boo! Everybody boo him in the chat.
Yeah, please do. I was going to lead with this, but then I talked about Freddie, and then it kind of devolved from there.
Oh, you were going to talk about. Oh, sorry,
No.
I did.
No, it's
see
okay. It's okay. What was I going to talk about? Oh, yes. Okay, so let's talk about some hoops, some NBA, because the NBA is seeing all this attention that the World Cup is getting and saying, oh, it is a shame that the spotlight is not pointed on our typical drama. The Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis. It's been kind of a thing for a little while. It's like really now a thing.
There's been,
we've seen
it's
this
been
coming.
off-season rumors the past 4 years, but
Right. Yeah. So that's not the surprising part. But to me, the surprising part is what teams are willing to give up to get him. Because the way I see it, the onus is kind of on Milwaukee to get rid of him, right? Apparently, there are reports, multiple sources, that the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics are the two teams that are really in the running for this. The Celtics are prepared to give up Jaylen Brown, Hugo Gonzalez, multiple first-round picks. I don't understand it at all if I'm Boston.
I hope they do it.
Jaylen Brown is the more important piece of your core, is he not? Like, Celtics fans, and I know there's some out there that listen to our show, help me out with this one. Because if maybe I'm just way off just as a neutral fan, or I'm not as dialed into Boston basketball as you all are, like, let me know. That seems insane to me. It also seems insane to me that you're not only willing to give up Jaylen Brown, you're also willing to give up multiple first-round picks for Giannis. Like, do I think that Jason Tatum and Giannis can work together? Of course I can. You know who I think works together better? It's Jaylen Brown and Giannis. Like, and you're probably not in a position where you're trading Jason Tatum. Like, I know there's multiple, there's multiple things happening here. It's like, I'm shocked by that. I'm also shocked that the Milwaukee Bucks heard that trade offer from the Boston Celtics and said, okay, yeah, we'll think about it. We'll let you know. What?
They must be getting some wild offers, Aaron.
Well, from the Miami Heat, they're getting reportedly, they could get Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and the number 13 overall pick, which is also an insane haul for Milwaukee.
More picks. More picks.
Either way, I am stunned that Boston is ready to rip apart this core this early. You didn't have a good playoff run. Well, right. I kind of do, because for once in our lives, Johnny, it feels like the Boston Celtics are on the verge of making a critical mistake.
They're reaching.
And I like Giannis. I like Giannis a lot. I've soured on him a little bit the last couple of years. Like, it just has not been, I don't know. Things could have been handled a little bit better. But overall, like, I love Giannis. I think he's a great player. Because the Bucks have been bad the last 2 years and he's been injured, like, we have kind of forgotten about him. He's still really, really good when healthy. But I don't understand this if I'm Boston at all. I really don't. And now he answers some of the needs you had last year. Like, you didn't have, like, no offense to Keita, but like, that was your best post player. That wasn't going to go over super well. Like, Nikola Vucevic at 49 years old, that was not a great solution. So I understand that he solved some problems for you, but like, I'm just stunned by this. That maybe I'm stunned by that. That's the price tag. I'm even more stunned that the Boston Celtics are willing to pay that price. Like, you didn't have your 1A or 1B player, and you still ended up second in the East overall. I don't know.
Do it.
Let me know.
Please.
I think it's insane. Yeah.
Ruin your team chemistry totally. I mean, maybe Jaylen Brown's already ruined the chemistry based on some things that he said and done, but I hope they do it, because I don't think it's a clean fix. And I actually don't think it fixes the majority of their problems. I think it fixes a little bit of a problem. I don't think it fixes their point guard problem. And what if Giannis is hurt, as he has been?
Yep.
Jaylen Brown's far healthier than Giannis. You might not think he's a better player, but that is a fact.
But I think at this point in their careers, like, to me, they're extremely comparable on who's better. Plus, like, let's be honest, you have to have a really good, and I think the Celtics have this because they do just shoot threes, but you're taking Giannis, who cannot shoot threes, and you're putting into a system where the system is, hey, take as many threes as humanly possible, because threes are worth more than twos. And I think it could work. Like, Joe Mazzulla is a great coach. Giannis is a great player. Like, I'm not expecting this to blow up in the Celtics' face, but I just think you have a sure thing now, and you're trading it to have an unsure thing with the ceiling about the same as it was, in my opinion. And again, that's just first blush at this report, but I don't know. That's where I'm at.
Don't worry, Aaron. I know what trade package they'll actually accept.
James Harden?
James Harden and 1 first round pick. I will give you Max Strus if you need him as well.
I wish you the best of luck with that. Yeah, maybe LeBron comes back. Maybe that's a better avenue that we should be going down. I don't know. Listeners, let me know on that. If you got thoughts on the Celtics, on Giannis, on the Miami Heat potentially, let me know at Fifth and Goal Sports on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, or just comment in the YouTube comments, whatever. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. All right, that will do it for us. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Fifth and Goal Podcast. Enjoy the World Cup. I'm excited to see how these groups shape out as we get into the all-important final match in all these groups. So stay tuned to our social medias for our updates, our thoughts. And yeah, we'll be back next week to break it all down. For myself, for Josh, for Johnny, for producer Chris in the void, thanks for checking out this episode. We will see you all next week. Have a good one.